Welcome back. This is your host, Noura Almasri, and this is Echoes of Impact with Noura. I'm really happy to talk to my friend Talyn at this segment. She's a returning guest, and she is at Post Diplomat. If you recall, we had her many times last year, and we're going to be having her more uh, this year as well, because she has a lot to share with us. Talyn, welcome back, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Noura. So lovely to see you again.
Oh, it's always see you, like the bright colors that you have, your energy. I just love talking to you. So tell me, what about the new year? What have you done like last year, like your goals, and what are you planning for 2025?
That is such a loaded question for me because I treat New Year's like a big holiday. So, you know how every year you have your birthday? I turn my birthday into a massive celebration. The New Year is exactly the same thing because this is a time for us to reflect, but then also a time to really put in big dreams, scary dreams, dreams that you think, there's no way I'm able to do this. But the bigger your dreams are, the more committed you are. So I have an entire plan on how to make some of those dreams come to life. And I'd love to like walk you through those steps and show your viewers how to do that as well.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so one of the things that I highly recommend is having a vision board. And this vision board is something big, like really, really big. And I do have an example I can show you. I don't know if your viewers can see this, probably not. But if you go to my Instagram at Boss Diplomat, you'll see what my vision board looks like. Noura, it's huge. It's like this big. It's right in my face, in my bedroom. And in the middle, it says 2025. And you basically break up your goals into four sections. You have health, wealth, relationship, self. And you put in as many different things that you want related to wealth in each of those areas. And those are the goals that you work on every single day for the consistency. And this is how you measure your personal brand growth over time.
Hmm. This is interesting. Of course, we're gonna talk about branding because this is you are the queen of that. So you kind of merged now your personal goals and how you do your personal branding as well. So yeah, like how do you measure it? Like how do you measure both like together? Mm.
Yeah, I mean, your personal brand is you. So if you're not improving, your brand isn't improving with you. If you're improving as an individual and you have financial goals behind that, then your brand has to move along with that. So, Nora, one of my big, big goals for this year is I want to hit $50,000 per month in my business. And eventually that number is going to get bigger. But for me, that's a scary number. And I've got mini goals now on, okay, how do I make this happen? And the way I
Mm.
see it, I mean, you're a tax professional, so you're going to probably like what I say here. So the year is split up into quarters. What
Mm-hmm.
I do is I split the whole year into 12-week plans. So it doesn't matter when you start. You don't have to start in January. You can start in the middle of August and have a 12-week plan. You stick with that plan for a solid 12 weeks. You hit as many of those goals as possible. By the end of the 12 weeks, you review, see what worked, what didn't, and then you start again. And then that's a fresh 12 weeks. So 12 weeks equals to 1 year. That's how condensed my timetable is to making these goals happen.
Oh, this is great. And I love that because sometimes when we put the goal, just you mentioned like 50,000 a month. Now, if you 1 month, like you didn't hit that, like would be discouraged. But if you have them as a 12 weeks, you want to have like 150 on those like 3 months. That's much easier because 1 month might be higher than the other. And this is the norm of the business, unless you have a recurring income coming, it might go up and down. So it's a great way to have it like in a quarterly basis, and that's gonna make you like, yeah, like I need to hit it. Like let's move up this month. I love that. So what other tools do you use? Like you mentioned the vision board that you have in your bedroom. Now, what other tools? Like how do you measure it?
How do I measure it? By looking at that thing every single day reviewing that 12 goal every single day and making sure, okay, what am I supposed to be doing this week? Because I've already figured that out. The next 12 weeks of my life is written on paper. Now I just need to go back. Week 1, week 2. So imagine this is week 13. I look into my notebook. What do I have to do this week in order to hit my bigger goals? So it's all about reviewing that and then putting action behind it. And I think one thing I need to mention to your audience, Noura, is it's important to realize how do you celebrate success and what happens to you when you fail. Because if you failed on something, which is natural, we're entrepreneurs, we will fail at things. Do you go under your sheet and be depressed and go, oh my God, nothing's working, I'm going to quit? Or are you going to use your failure to say, you know what, I'm not going to let this beat me, I'm going to do better, and you actually use that to propel yourself further? So are you person A who gets really depressed, or are you person B, you're using that failure to push you to the next level? When it comes to personal branding, that is the most important part. It's growth. You have to do things that are so uncomfortable for you that you're willing to take the risk, whether you're going to succeed or fail.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, like we always kind of fail, and this is how we learn. Like when we fail, that where we learn the most. But sometimes when we fail, like you get, oh, you get discouraged. You get like, okay, maybe I cannot do it. Maybe I have a bigger dream, bigger than I am. Will I ever reach that? And some people like, and it happens to me sometimes, like especially now in the beginning of the year, because I was going hard until December. In the beginning of the year, I felt like, okay, I got sick and I felt like a failure until yesterday. I felt like, oh my God, I can't even get myself up, like to start the year right. I still have to still work on some of my goals. I did the first steps, but I still have to work on that. So what would you do when this happened?
Well, sickness is one thing, right? No one feels good when they're sick. Get better and then get back onto reminding yourself, what do I want to achieve? Why do I want to achieve this? What is the big impact behind it? So don't just look at the numbers. Like $50,000, okay, that's a number. But what is the real reason behind why you want to achieve that? For me, it's obviously financial freedom. I want to travel wherever, whenever, and I don't want to work all day, you know? So you got to remember, what is the bigger reasons behind those numbers, and then hold on to that. That is pretty much your anchor. And your personal brand is pushing you towards those bigger opportunities.
And how your personal brand supports your goals?
Yeah, so your personal brand is, think of it as a magnet, right? You're either going to attract really good opportunities with a strong magnet, or you're going to repel opportunities that doesn't benefit you, right? So your personal brand is going to act like the magnet. The things that doesn't serve you, your personal brand is going to automatically say no to that, because people know, I can't afford her, or I'm not ready for her, or she deserves something bigger, or there's going to be those kinds of conversations happening behind the scenes. Those are the opportunities that are automatically being repelled, because your magnet can only go one way, it can't go the other way. Or your personal brand is so strong, you are automatically getting bigger, better opportunities. You have a bigger stage. Your clients are willing to pay you a lot more. I mean, one of the things that I tried, Noura, is I'm now hosting the Fairy Boss Mother Show, where I'm providing a free brand review of people that I don't know. And I reviewed someone who's a rocket scientist turned financial advisor. I've never met her before. This was our first interaction. And at the end of the call, she became a $20,000 client for me based on a half an hour conversation. That's the kind of like magnet you want. So you have to really show yourself up on the spot.
That's awesome. And I love that. And I want to talk more about how are you doing this in your show after the break. Now, like, guys, we'll be right back. This is your host, Noura Almasri, and this is Echoes of Impacts with Noura.